Today we're going to be talking about the law of cosine. And so law of sine was beneficial when we knew an angle and its corresponding side, and then either another angle or another side, and we could use the proportion to figure out the remaining values that we didn't know. In law of cosine, that's beneficial when you have a triangle when A, you only know all of the sides of the triangle, or B, when you know two sides and an angle that's not corresponding to either of those sides. And so we actually use these three possible equations to find those missing sides. And so what that says essentially is that this side A, if you square that value, it's equal to this side squared plus this side squared minus 2 times this side times this side times the cosine of this angle. Okay? It sounds really confusing. When we start looking at it with triangles, it's just a little bit easier. So if I'm looking at this problem right here, it says when a hockey player attempts a shot, he is 20 feet from the left post of the goal and 24 feet from the right post. If a regulation hockey goal is 6 feet wide, what is the player's shot angle to the nearest degree? So essentially what they're saying is we're given all three sides of a triangle. The sides are 20, 24, and 6. So the corresponding angle we're looking for is the one across from 6, right? So if we said that this would be side A, and then across from side, or angle B would be B, and across from angle C would be little c. So we're going to use the first version of the law of cosines. They're all pretty much the exact same, just the letter values change. So we're going to use this one. A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of angle A. And so the value that we do not know is this one right here. We don't know A. So we can plug in all of the other numbers in this case. So A squared is going to be 6 squared is equal to B squared is 24 squared plus 20 squared minus 24 times 20 times the cosine of A. We don't know what A is. So let's just simplify as best we can. So we get 36 is equal to 24 squared is 576 plus 400 minus, should have had 2 there. 2 times 24 is 48 times 20 is 960 cosine of angle A. Again, we don't know that. Combining our like terms, we get 36 is equal to 976 minus 960 cosine of A. I can subtract 976 from both sides of my equation, and I get negative 940 is equal to negative 960 cosine of A. To get cosine of A by itself, I divide both sides by negative 960. And so I say cosine of A is equal to 940 over 960. And if I want A by itself, we do the inverse cosine of both sides. So cosine inverse, and I get A is equal to approximately 11.7 degrees. Here's an example right here. It says a group of friends who are camping on a camping trip decide to go on a hike. According to the map shown, what is the angle formed by the two trails that lead to the camp? So we're looking for this angle right there. All right, so it says round the side lengths to the nearest tenth and angle measures to the nearest degree. Here we're given Side B is going to be 8. Side A is going to be 5. And side C we don't know. We also know that angle C is 65. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to first do the law of cosines to find out that missing side. Once I know the missing side, then I can use the law of sines, which is a little bit easier in my opinion, to find the missing angles. So I'm looking for C. So C squared is equal to B squared plus A squared, or A squared plus B squared, minus 2 times A times B cosine of C. Plug in the numbers I know. Well, I don't know what C is, but I do know that B is 8 squared. I do know that A is 5 squared. And I have 2 times 5 times 8 times cosine of 65 degrees. Okay? Simplify as best I can. C squared is equal to 64 plus 25 minus 80 cosine of 65 degrees. Okay? Simplify it even farther. What I can do is I end up getting that C squared, do this on my calculator, is approximately 55.2. And so to figure out what C is, I take the square root of both sides. And I find that C is approximately 7.4. Okay, so now we know what C is, 7.4. So what I can do is now I can use the law of sines, which like I said before, is a little bit easier in my opinion, to find the missing angles. Okay, so I'd say, let's find A first. So we say sine of angle A over 5 is equal to sine of 65 over 7.4. We did this the other day. We cross multiply and divide. We get 7.4 sine of A is equal to 5 sine of 65. Divide both sides by 7.4. And we find out that angle A ends up being approximately 38 degrees. And then finally, to find angle B, all I would do is 180 minus 38 minus 65, and I find out that angle B is approximately 77 degrees. So we can use our law of cosine to figure out all of our remaining information. Here's a guided practice problem. They don't have the triangle drawn, so that might want to be your first step, is to draw the triangle.